I escaped my corporate job of 10 years, managed to build a business online and make $2.8 million. And I'm gonna literally show you step by step exactly how I did it so you can just follow along, okay? So if you wanna do that yourself, just make sure you keep watching till the end of this video, all right? So here's exactly how I did it, and these are the exact steps. So number one, I started a business, okay? I started a business on the side because the only way that you can make income that's big enough to fully replace your corporate income is to start a business. Sure, you can do freelancing and stuff like that, but that's just super time consuming and you don't really make that much from freelancing. You have to have automation. You have to be able to make sales while you're not necessarily there. And the only way to do that is to start a business, okay? Now, in that period of time, I started many businesses. I tried a lot of different things, but finally the thing that really worked for me was digital affiliate marketing, all right? So that's basically when you sell other people's digital products, digital courses, memberships, PDFs, anything that's digital, even software is considered digital. And the reason why this was the model that really worked for me is because it's a very simple business model, right? Very few moving parts, not complex, very affordable. Anybody can start it. You can do it from anywhere in the world, any age, as long as you have an internet connection. And because you're selling somebody else's product, you don't have to deal with shipping, handling, refunds, complaints, nothing like that. You're just a middle person. So you're just connecting somebody that has a problem with a product that will help them to solve that problem, and you get a commission for doing that. So you're just being a middle person, and all you have to do is get really good at marketing, okay? Marketing, content, getting attention to that product, and connecting people together. And that's eventually how I made $2.8 million, all right? So you have to be willing to start a business, okay? And I'll show you in a minute how you can do this and why, you know, this was the thing that really changed my life, right? And I think anybody can do it, okay? Second step is I didn't mess around, okay? I really wanted to learn this, so I got a mentor. You cannot learn how to do this just with free YouTube videos, okay? If you want to get results, you have to be willing to pay the price. That means you have to be willing to invest in your skills, you have to be willing to commit the time, and you have to just be willing to do it properly, right? So number one, first rule of business, don't be cheap on your journey to greatness, okay? I understand that, you know, people that are watching this video, some people might be, you know, on their last dime, you might be broke, or maybe you're doing okay, or maybe you're a bit strapped for cash. Whatever it is, save up a little bit of money, work hard, have a little pool of capital that you can deploy so that you can start a business. It doesn't mean that you need 10,000, you know, 500,000, $1 million. No, you just need a few $100s at least, okay? If you're completely broke, then you've got other problems, and that's okay. Fix those problems first. Get a second, third, fourth, fifth job. That's what I always tell my people, right? But you need a little bit of savings and capital to start a business. It's a business, right? You just have to put a little bit of money into it, right? You cannot do it 100% for free. And if you think that you can, then you're deluded. I don't know what planet you're on, but any business that you start, you have to invest a little bit of money inside, okay? Now be willing to invest in your skills. If you're not willing to invest in learning how to build a business, learning how to market, learning how to put everything together, the foundational pieces, then you have no business being in business, right? Become a student of the craft. Understand that if you're going to start a business, you're going to have to learn new skills. So you have to humble yourself, and you have to remember that you don't know anything, okay? And you don't know everything. So you have to learn the skills and be willing to do that, okay? And know you're not too old or young to start, and you can do this in any country, but you have to be willing to learn from somebody who has already done it, has the results, and you need to stick to them as close as possible and learn, buy their program, get their course, whatever you have to do, but learn from them, okay? That's what I did. Hey, just real quick, I'm not here to entertain you. I'm here to make you money. So if that's what you're here for, make sure you subscribe to the channel. The next thing is I had to prioritize my time because I'm working a full-time job, right? And if you are watching this, you probably also have a 9-to-5 job, which is very, very normal. I would say that 99% of people that are watching this video will have a job. So I worked a 9-to-5, so I had to find time in the day to learn from the program and then execute in my business. So when did I do that? I did that during lunchtime. I did that on the commute to work and on the commute back, because I mean, you're in the car, on the bus, on the train for an hour there, an hour back. You may as well be learning, right? And executing, okay? I was shooting videos in my car on the way there, on the way back. I brought my laptop, so I would do a bit of work during lunchtime, and then when I came home after dinner with the family and stuff like that, I would put aside 1 to 2 hours every single day to work on the business. And then on the weekends, you have no excuse, okay? 2, 3, 4 hours on a Saturday and a Sunday. I mean, look, if your goals are to replace your 9-to-5 and be free, you need to be willing to do this. You have to commit. So prioritize your time. Everyone says that they're too busy. That's bullshit. All right, you're buying into your own excuses. You can find time in the day to do it. You just have to look at your schedule, be creative. You can figure it out. Next thing is you got to take action, man. You know, if you're learning all this stuff, but you're not actually doing the work, nothing is going to change, okay? So more info in your head will not do anything. You have to take action. That is the only thing that will, you know, move the meter for you. That means that you have to learn from the program and actually build. Learn, build, okay? And if you get stuck, then you have to ask for support and you know, get help that way. Next thing, you got to be consistent, all right? So you'll suck at the start. Please remember this, right? Everybody is a beginner when they first start. You know, I didn't know anything about marketing online. I knew zero. I'm a sales guy and I did a bit of finance, right? But I had no idea about marketing online. I had to learn everything myself, right? So you're gonna suck. I sucked really bad for many, many years. I failed for 8 years. It doesn't mean that you're gonna fail for 8 years if you have the right training, you have the right program, right? It just took me a long time to find the right information and the right mentor, okay? And that's, you know, pretty normal sometimes, okay? But stay the course and you'll win if you consistently take action, a little bit of action every single day, even 30 minutes, even 15 minutes. But it's that muscle, that consistent muscle that you're building that will help you to get really great results, okay? And then the next thing is be patient. You know, a lot of people aren't that patient about building a business. I mean, look, if you're going to build a business that's going to bring in 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 US dollars a month, it's not going to take a day. It's not going to take a week. It's not going to even take, you know, 3 months. It's going to take a little bit longer than that. So you have to understand that building something real and great is going to take a little bit of time. All right. So be patient. Yeah. Success is going to take longer than you think. That's normal. All right. There's no such thing as pushing a button and making millions. That's all bullshit. You know that. All right. It doesn't mean that this online thing is not real. It's real. You just have to understand, just like anything out there, it's going to take a bit of time. The only difference is that it's online versus offline. And there are a lot of benefits of that, right? You can do it for, you know, relatively cheap. You can do it from anywhere. As long as you have an internet connection, you can work on it on your own time. It's super amazing. It's such an amazing industry, but you have to give it the respect it deserves, okay? So be patient. Understand that it's going to take you at least 6 to 12 months to build something decent, all right? And then the final thing is when do you actually quit your 9 to 5? Okay. And so this is what happened for me, right? I think this is 100% personal. I think that you don't necessarily have to quit your full-time job if you don't want to. If you love your job and you just want a bit of extra income, then you can do that. But if your goal is freedom, you know, you want to be your own boss, you want to schedule your own time, you want to travel the world, you want to spend more time with the people that you love. And these are all the reasons why I started a business as well. Well, I waited a little while. I'm kind of that safe personality, right? So I waited 3 years. I was already making $10,000 to $20,000 a month for 3 years before I actually fully quit my corporate job, because I had a good job and I didn't want to make the same mistakes that I did in the early years where I quit everything and I tried to build my business. You know, I lived in my parents' house for 2 to 3 years. I basically burned through over $50,000. I had $500 left in my bank account. And then I ran out of money and I had to get a job again, right? So this time, when I did it the second time round, I made sure that this was good. Everything was solid before I fully quit my corporate career. And I'm so glad I did, because that was in 2019. And I've been full-time since then. So this is the exact strategy that I would use to quit my full-time job. Just go through this video again, save this, watch this over and over again if you want, and let me know what value you got from this video. Just let me know in the comment section below. Give me some thumbs ups if you appreciated this content. And if you're like, Aaron, that sounds good, can I just model you? Can I just do exactly what you did? Which I recommend, because otherwise you're going to be swimming in the sea of information on the internet and you're going to have to make so many mistakes like I did. Tried so many business models, so many different things, so many different courses. And then when I finally figured it all out, I wish that I had this solution right from the start. And if you want to check that out, the solution is in the comment section below. That's my free masterclass. And you can just literally model exactly what I did. Take action, be consistent. And once you build it up, you know, you can get to a point where you can decide whether you want to stay in your 9 to 5, or maybe you might want to build this business full time and be free and you know, do the things that you want. All right. I hope you enjoyed this video. Love to hear your results. You know, so make sure you come back and let me know, and I will see you on the next one. Take care.